matchup in store, as it'll be the defending NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles, taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The byes are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. And no run back here on the opening kickoff, as we'll start at the 25. Right out of the gates, here's Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. Gets through, and now an opening. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Shoves him away. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. A gain of 3, second down. The Seahawks at 7-6, a game over 500 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Yeah, boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there, but he got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a first down. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this one is incomplete. You look at this Eagle defense. Against the pass, they've had some issues, ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll look to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Hurts throw taken in by Watkins here. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
Yeah,
moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Hurts sets up to throw it towards the end zone for Brown. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him to just a couple and force a 3rd down.
3rd and 2, Smith. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. You look at this Eagle defense. They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground. They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Geno. He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 54 yards. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Hurts to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. Now inside the 25. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
Escaping the... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Draymond Jones in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Good defensive call right there because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Eluding the pressure right. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. A give for Walker running right. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Geno now to throw. Walker with a grab, left side. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Off of play action, here's Smith. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 24 yards.
But give them credit for a good read right there, because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field, and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
To the right side, this is Walker. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have moved out in front. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead is now 14-10. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's brought down. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, Hurts. His throw incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
On second down, Swift gets around him. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 76 yards on the ground here for Swift. He's got a first down as well. Throwing is Hurts. And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Boye Mafe in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividend.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own. Down the numbers. There he goes. DeAndre Swift. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DeAndre Swift. 75 yards. And the Eagles have retaken a third quarter lead. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Throwing now is Geno. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Flush to his right. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Now Hurts going to keep it running left. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Hurts. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. This is caught. Touchdown. Dallas Goedert from 3 yards out. And the Eagles are able to widen their advantage. Elliott on for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Eagles 24, Seahawks 14. Jake Elliott.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Dwayne Eskridge elects to bring it out. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
On the return, the Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Now it's Smith. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Here we go on 4th. Smith. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. From the gun, it's Walker. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 42. 55 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Pass taken in by his big tight end, powering forward. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They'll toss this out right to Walker. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Smith. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle 3rd of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Now a 2nd and 6. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a first down.
And the Seahawks first down.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Now Gino on first down. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Gino is going to get this complete to Walker. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. And we do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 77 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Back to Walker on 1st down. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second and 9. Smith. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. They'll try for the first with Walker. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. Myers' kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Here's Hurts to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
At the 18-yard line, the Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Geno. And Walker has it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Up the middle, here's Walker. To about the 35, second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Smith. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here now, 3rd down. Smith's going to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded at the 33. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. That one complete down the field to Smith. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. 2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Swift going to try up the middle. A great move, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 2nd and 6 coming up. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
An assortment of sacks in this game. This one the product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's 3rd down. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown. And they've broken our tie here in the final minute.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture? That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the 4th, but they got to feel good now. Elliott good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead.
Seahawks 24.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. This is 1st and 10. Smith to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Philadelphia, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Seattle, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7, and they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Why would I hold up my progression when my scope like Richard Branson? Since the basement making anthems over seasons with the man, then black is seasoned with my patterns.